guess what? Forward with me now. You see right now? Forward me. It's the big game. Yeah, it's the big game. Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach, Lima, Lord of mercy. The two worst teams in the league. Treasure Beach, Lima, the two worst teams. I don't want to do this league. Here again to do another Jamaican Premier League. As you can see, I'm outdoor. I decided just to come out. I'm just feeling an outdoor spirit this morning. Yeah, as they said, it's going to be a very fast spring coming up. You don't know where I'm at. It's not so cold. If I was probably up north and all of that, it would probably be blizzard right now or somewhere in Canada. But yeah, I'm here to do my Jamaican Premier League preview show outside. As yet, it's a very bit chilly. Not so cold. I would say it's probably around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Most country, probably America, the only country use Fahrenheit, yeah, but it's probably around 10 degrees Celsius outside, so it's a bit chilly. But I must say, give thanks. Can do another Jamaican Premier League preview outdoor, but bless up to everyone, especially in the Saturday morning who have to work, who have that weekend off where they just stay home, clean, cook, do their errands around and shopping and all of that, and get kids prepared ready for Monday morning again, get themselves ready, for Monday morning for work. But yeah, so week 17 of the Jamaican Premier League, you don't know, it's match day 17. Let's run through the fixtures here. Lima versus Treasure Beach at Jacksal, Mount Pleasant versus Mullines at Jacksal. So it's a double header. Both games will feature on TV 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, Mobile will host Veer at Westport, not at Catchinall. Yeah, Catchinall field is not looking so bossy. Yeah, it's not looking so bossy. And Portmore will play Dumble, and they call it the Portmore Derby. Both teams in St. Catherine. Waterhouse versus Cavalier. You don't know, Waterhouse is not playing so bossy right now. I think this is their second game in a row playing at Jerusalem Mini Stadium. And also the Monday night game, yeah, Humble Lion versus Arbor View. So you have Fassirenas versus Ludlow. Bernard can't get a win. Luddy is under a whole lot of pressure. And the big game of the weekend, it's Arnett Garden versus Tivoli Garden. Jerome versus Gilbert. Yeah, the two gardens going to clash at Stadium East. It's going to be a really good game, because what happened, the Junglists have conceded 3 goals at home against Tivoli Garden. Jerome team, Justin done with a hat-trick. So Arnett Garden will also looking to bounce back from that defeat. But I'm going to kickstart, the Jamaican Premier League, yeah. We are start at Westport Park. Westport Park we are going to travel from here to go Westport Park and then come back and then go somewhere else. So the journey is going to start right now. So you don't know, Montego Bay versus Veerman. It's going to be a really good game. Look, these teams are neck and neck. I think both teams are on 19 points. I think it's 7 and 8 will play. And guess what? Montego Bay have never lost to a team at home whenever the team is below them in the league table. So that's going to be a very crucial matchup down there at Westport Park. But I must say, with the new signings and everyone that's coming in for Montego Bay, the team is looking, it's looking much stronger. They have depth off the bench. You don't know, they sign 2 Trinidad and a St. Lucian and a couple local players. But I must say, with the likes of, Jordan Fletcher coming back in the team, I was very disappointed, in Montego Bay, at Anthony Spalding Sports Complex against Cavalier. I was very disappointed. Cavalier is losing players because of players suspended, player injured, players away, and trials and all that. But I was very disgusted with Nadir dos Santos. I think he was trying to fit all of his attacking pieces up front, and the team just didn't look balanced. Jordan Fletcher is a really good player, but he made some little individual skills in around that attacking third, but you can see that he's not fully fit. He's not much sharp as yet. Give him a couple games and he's getting to the ring. He's a professional player. Just give him a couple games and he will get in that little mix. But on the other side, Veer haven't win in their last 4. Veer have I think scored 2 goals in their last 4 games. Yeah, that's a big disappointment for Veer. Veer was on a little run, the best little spell they have throughout the whole Jamaican Premier League. It was in that December period where, Kemar Bushy Beckford came in and just started to light up things. But Veer, it's going to be a really good game. As you know, the last time these two teams played at Wembley Centre, I think the game drew 1-1. I think Brian Brown scored. The game drew 1-1 for sure, but I think Brian Brown was the scorer for Montego Bay that day. But Montego Bay is looking to get back on winning ways, as their last game away on the traveling Kingston against Cavalier 2-1. But it's going to be a really good game. I'm looking for it. But I think Montego Bay might get this one 2-1 or a 2-0 victory. Yeah. But even though I said, Montego Bay going to win also, but the reason why I said that, yeah, Moby is unbeaten at home in their last three games. So they on a little run. They on a little run. We saw what they did, a few nights back at catching a 2-0 down against Waterhouse. Came back with two goals, almost get the third goal. But I'm going to move on, from that game. Yeah, so move on to the next game. Portmore versus Dumbarton. As you know, Portmore beat Dumbarton in the last game 2-0 in that derby. They call it a Portmore derby. Yeah, both teams in St. Catherine, but this game is going to be a really good game, especially Dumbarton, who is searching for a win. I think they haven't won in their last 4 games, I think, but Dumbarton have played the last 4 games and they only scored a own goal, which it wasn't none of their players. It was formerly, their player, Kimone Bailey, that last game they played down there at Dumbarton when Mount Pleasant beat them 2-1. But Dumbarton have played some game, during that winless spell, yeah. And the game against Mount Pleasant, they had 3 shots, yeah. The game against Lion, they had 1 shot, and the game against Arnett Garden, where they should have at least get a point, out of that game, Arnett Garden didn't play really good, but Dumbarton played the last 20-15 minutes during that game at Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. But this team, they have quality, but I don't think they're creating much for their striker. But Portmore is having too much quality. Portmore is on a run. Yeah, Portmore on a run around 7 to 8 games unbeaten right now. And they have won their last 2 games. So Portmore is looking to get at their bitter rivals. As you know, Portmore is searching for the next Premier League title, which will bring them to 8. They're looking for the 8th Premier League title. Portmore started the season not so bossy, but things are picking up right now for the team in Britain. But I think Portmore might win this 2-0 again. Yeah, I think Portmore might win this 2-0 because I don't see this Dumbarton team scoring a lot of goals. And Portmore is having one of the meanest defensive record in the league behind Cavaliers. So I see Portmore United to win this game 2-0. But on the other side, Dumbarton, I think where Dumbarton, as I said, might struggle. Dumbarton might struggle, especially for a Portmore team that's, I think, their last 2 games, they have 5 different scorers, yeah? 5 different scorers. We saw what they did at Treasure Beach. They guns out down there at Stets Field when they scored 3 goals in the opening 45 minutes of play. The first half, they scored 3 goals and then cruise out, until that second half. But when you let Portmore score a goal, that's it for you. Not many teams come back after Portmore score first. They have a very mean defensive line, and whenever Rudolph Aston is on the bench and Portmore scored, they bring on the veteran player to come and lock shop. So Portmore will run riot and Dumbarton defensively not looking good. Can't score a goal, not creating many chances, not kicking a lot of shots and goals. So I think, but you don't know, rivalry games and that, will boost player more as boost player confident. But I just can't see an upset in this game, even though it's a rival game. I just can't see an upset for these two, for Dumbarton. Yeah. So next up is a big game at Joesland Mini Stadium, as they call it, Waterhouse Mini Stadium. Whatever it is, Joesland, Waterhouse, but Waterhouse will host Cavalier at Joesland. Yeah, I think this is Waterhouse first back-to-back home game at Joesland. So Waterhouse haven't won in the Premier League back-to-back wins. I think from match day 2 to 3. When they lost that first game at the National Stadium against Tivoli Garden 3-0. Right after that, they went 2 straight games on the bounce, but from then they haven't won back-to-back game in the Premier League. Yeah, but I must say, Waterhouse is not looking so good at home. They played Lima down in their last game. They took around 16 shots and around 10 on target, and only 1 goal went in. I was very surprised. I was very surprised seeing Waterhouse give Lime a team that's struggling, a team that conceded over 30 goals in the Premier League, the worst defensive record in the league, yet to win a games. I don't know, man, but this team is look like it's really the ship is sinking. As you can see, that ship is right there. Not that ship, but the ship is sinking at Jacksal on Lima side. But will there be a shocker? Because if Cavalier lost to Waterhouse now, it's going to be a very disappointed game. As again, Cavalier escaped that one against Red Hat Montego Bay in their last game. I think Montego Bay was 4 games unbeaten coming to that game, but they managed to get that 3 points. They managed to get 2 goals and walk away. But Cavalier can go top. Cavalier can go top at the end of match week 17 if results go their way. If Dumbo Olin beat, if Dumbo Olin beat Portmore, and if Mullines get the results from Jacksal, from Mount Pleasant, Cavalier win, can bring them to the top of the Premier League table again. But won't be easy. The last time these two teams played, it was a 1-1 draw in the first round. Yeah, but Waterhouse is looking for their first back-to-back win at home. They're looking for their first back-to-back win since that match day 2-3. But I'm going to move on. But people, come out and support the Jamaican Premier League. Come out and support the Jamaican Premier League. Come out and support Waterhouse. The game go back in the community. Go down, down there at Jacksal. There will be a crowd down there at Jacksal. We saw what happened at Dunbar Olin when they host Mount Pleasant. The fans them came out, and I love that. And guess what? That big game that Arnett Garden played, against Arborview. Arborview and Arnett always have their little personal rivalry. You don't know with that. It was the first time in a long time I haven't seen the complex came out like that. The jungle people them came out, and full up the stadium. So on forward out, man, and support the local players and supporting the community team. We can't wait to see what games playing at Tivoli Garden. As I don't know, I want the garden people them come out and also support the thing. So come out, man, and support the thing. But remember, Cavalier versus Waterhouse at Jewsland Stadium. Next up, Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach, Lima, Lord of mercy. The 2 worst teams in the league. Treasure Beach, Lima, the 2 worst teams. I don't want to do this review, man. I really don't want to do this review, but the 2 worst teams in the league, I don't know where to go from here. I really don't know where to go from here. It will be a blessing in the sky to see Lima win them first game, beating Treasure Beach, the 2 worst defensive recording team in the league. Lima is the worst defensive team. Treasure Beach is second behind them. So I don't know, man. Let that game just rest. Let that game just rest right there. I'm not going to go in any details with that game. You don't know. Treasure Beach, they know how to score goals. They know how to keep themselves in the games. I saw that with them. But the longer the game go on for both teams, especially Treasure Beach, they tend to lose more focus on the game. They tend to get weak. I don't know if the players are not fit enough or what, but Treasure Beach can keep themselves in it. But that last game though with Treasure Beach and Portmore, I think that was one of the first game in a while. Treasure Beach haven't got blown out in the first half. I just said it earlier about Portmore. They scored 3 goals in the first half of that game, and Treasure Beach also scored in that first half. So it's 4 goals scored in that fixtures alone in the first half. But Treasure Beach, Lima, let the water just take them away and bring them go back where they're coming from. Because the quality is not that good. But Omar Waterberg, his interview, his post games interview and all of that, it's looking too bossy. But my friend, your results on the field is not backing it up. It's just not backing it up. And I think, I've heard some rumors swirling around that down there at Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth, they having some dressing room bust up, players, some players not seen eye to eye, with players. But let's see where this game going to go, man. Let's see where this game going to go. Yeah, but let's up on yourself. Come out and support Treasure Beach Lima. They don't know it's the first game on Sunday at 1 p.m. Come out at Jackson Field, yeah. And next up, the game against Mount Pleasant and Mount Lions, yeah. The double header, so we start with one of the first one, and we're going to Mullines versus the 3 p.m. kickoff. 3 p.m. kickoff, Jeremy and Thomas versus Tapper Whitmore. Mullines is on a little run. Mullines, since the newly coach got appointed, probably a month and a half ago, yeah. Mullines have been playing really good. Mullines have been conceded goal. That only game that I saw them play where, they kind of make a lot of defensive errors. It was that Arnett Garden game, when Fabian scored an hat-trick. In that game, I think that finished at 4-1. Yeah. But expect Mount Pleasant to come out and control that game. But Mount Pleasant on the other side, they're not playing impressive football. As a big squad like that, they should be playing a lot more free flowing football. It's how the youths at Arctic Garden play. Yeah. Cavalier also is playing some dangerous counter attacking game. Yeah. Cavalier is a team that Cavalier leave out the ball. Mr. Speed is pulling off some Jose Mourinho style. Jose alone, Mr. Coach team like that, in this modern day right now with all these coaches, we're not talking about Sam Allardyce and them and Sean Dyche. Them man, they play football. Them only, we don't even have that. We are talking about Jamaican thing I did. But yeah, Rhoda is doing some really good work, at Cavalier. Yeah, one of the most deadliest team in the league on counter attacking. But as I was saying, against Mount Pleasant and Mullines, yeah, the game is coming up, and beaten in their last two games at home, Mount Pleasant, yeah, and Mullines, the third worst defensive team on the road. They have conceded 11 goals. So yeah, Mullines is the worst team on the road when it comes on to conceding goals. They're right above Treasure Beach and Lima. But I think Mount Pleasant might clinch this game around a one, not scoring a lot of goals, especially when, they played, I think their last game at home was Treasure Beach, where Sule McCullough scored a 36-second goal, one of the fastest goal, in the Premier League. And I think that was the quickest goal in the Premier League this season, so I see, the crowd, look, I have heard some news that, the crowd are pleased with the team, they're winning, they're up there in the league table. They are the defending champions. They like what they see with players them coming in. Shaquille Bradford got his first goal against Dumbo Olin. But the fans them are not pleased with the style of play. They want to see attacking football. Yeah, they want to see nice, pretty football as the rest of teams are playing, especially Waterhouse played that game, at Catchinall against Montego Bay. That was one of the best games of football I have seen in the league. Yeah, it's one of the best, not the best, but Arnett Garden also playing with a swagger. So yeah, with Mount Pleasant, with all these numeric players that's coming in, a lot of players coming in, the fans them want to see, flashy, swaggy style of playing. They want to see their team playing the best attractive brand of football in the league, as they have the most expensive squad. They have all these monies, so the fans them, they demanding performance on the pitch. But Mount Pleasant massive. I think uno ever get that, because Tapper team don't play like that. If Tapper teams play like that, you would have seen at least some transition in that Reggae Boy team, and we didn't saw that. You'd at least see some transition by now. This is his second season with this Mount Pleasant. So you're not going to see that. So just work with the flow. But it's one thing though, when Mount Pleasant lose, it's going to get ugly. It's not like when Arnett Garden, Cavalier and them team lose, who is playing really good football. Waterhouse not having their best of season. I think before that Montego Bay game, Waterhouse have only won 2 games in the last 10. So they're not, but guess what? Waterhouse is playing that little brand of football. But I think that's what Mount Pleasant fans want to see. But I think Mount Pleasant might win this game 2-1. But look out, JC Wright is on farm. JC Wright is on farm, so the team is playing really good. But we're going to move on. Yeah, we're going to move on and jump ahead in that other game. People saw Monday Night Football we are going right now. Harborview versus Cumberland. That's where we're going to start because that's not the biggest game on the Monday night fixture. As you don't know, Arnett Garden versus Tivoli Garden. Yeah, Tivoli Garden, the two garden clash. But we're going to start things off with Harborview and Cumberland. Harborview, I don't know, man. Look, it's not looking good for a team. They call themselves Stars of the East, two-time CFU champions. Come on. I know sometimes teams go through rough period in a season, but it's happening far too long now. Especially when you started out, with Shaquille Bradford before he left. He was scoring goals, but he was playing with quality players around him. The veteran Andre Fagan, Ajuma Johnson, who's just coming over from Arnett Garden. He scored what I think seven goals and 5 assists during that season. Wonderful player. Kaim Priestley, Joshua Anglin, the man them called Rooney. They have Harding in the back, they have Breckenbridge, they have the goalkeepers are very good shots up. I think his name is Bennett. I don't sure, but yeah, the goalkeepers are very good shot blocker. But I'm expecting, a lot more from Ludlow Bernard. They went on a little run where they won those 2 games, some rescheduled games. They beat Treasure Beach at States and also beat Dumble Olin. So they went on a back-to-back win in the league for the first time. Yeah. But when you look, man, Harborview, they lost their last 3 games. Yeah. They lost their last 3 games. They lost to Cavalier 1-0 when they got red card. The next game they drew to Veer. We heard that the news, Harborview got so many opportunities to score, but didn't put the ball in the back of the net. Also, they lost their last game in the complex 2-1 against Arnett Garden. And I have to give Harborview some credit in that game. They also came out and played. They actually start the second half much better than Arnett. They probably can take some positive from that. But I just feel like not having a lethal goal scorer, just like what Shaquille Bradford was doing, even during that time when they won back-to-back, he has scored in those games, but they not managed to put the ball in the back of net. I tell you, Harborview have lost 2 of their last 3 games. They drew 1. Harborview have only scored 1 goal. Harborview have only scored 1 goal in their last 3. So it's very poor. It's very poor. They just can't get the ball in the back of the net. But Cumberland, I don't know, man. Cumberland is not playing. They lost that game, against Tivoli Garden at the complex, that last Monday night. But I see, a team that want to play football, especially when that second half when they came out, they look much better. I think they went 3-0 down. Is it 3-0 down they went in that first half? I'm not sure, but I think Mullines scored 2 goals. Yeah, that that second half with Cumberland in that game that they lost 3-2 against Mullines. They look like a team that want to play in that second half. They look more as a unit. And that first half where they played against Mullines, Andrew Vanzi, he was having a lot of argument. He was having a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of misplaced pass. Simple 5 yards pass with his teammates. Whenever he give his teammate them the ball, they not manage to turn over the ball to another player as they tend to lose the ball. Andrew Vanzi got frustrated. So, but in the second half, I saw a team, they came out more as a unit. They played together. They push numbers up front. They overload the wing areas, and that's when Mullines have collapsed and conceded some goals. And luckily, Cumberland have gotten chance where they could have easily equalized the game 3-0. But I don't know. They are another team who is not scoring a lot of goals. They don't have that prolific striker, can put the ball in the back of the net. But it's going to be, I think Harborview should go into this game with confidence, especially when they play teams in and around them. They tend to take some positive points. They drew with Veer before Arnett game. So whenever they play teams that are around them, they tend to play a little bit more sharper. But remember, the last 2 games that Harborview won back-to-back, it was actually Dumble Olin and it was actually Treasure Beach, so teams that in and around the area. But I think Harborview is on around 16 points. 16 points, and for the, I think Arborview is on 16 points for the league standard. They're not threatening for relegation. Nobody is really threatening. I think Mullines is also 7 points ahead of safety, in front Treasure Beach, because these teams are not winning. They're not getting points. So it's easier for Mullines and Arborview, who is right up there. I think Mullines is on around 14 points, I think 11 points, but at Arborview is on 16. So yeah, I think Arborview should go into this game looking as the better team, especially that second half that they played at Anthony Spalding Sports Complex before they collapsed and conceded some goals. Let Arborview go out there, man, and win the game. Make the players them, make the fans them, I must say, enjoy a win for God's sake, yeah? But this is a Arnett God fans talking, this is how I love to, mouth Arborview fans and all that. It's just a little chit chatting, just that rivalry, as I said. Arborview and Arnett God have their own individual rivalry that's going on. And I said it on my podcast, the first time when Arnett God won the Premier League 1978, it was Arborview, the opponent. So you know what I'm talking about. So guess what? Forward with me now. You see right now? Forward me. It's the big game. Yeah, it's the big game. The Garden Derby, the West Kingston Derby, yeah? Arnett Garden versus Tivoli Garden. Xavier Gilbert versus Jerome Wait. Saw Jerome Wait watch that game, in the stand when Arnett Garden have fixed Arborview 2-1 in the complex, and he was looking and he was locked in. Yeah, remember he won the first round in the complex against Xavier Gilbert. One player scored a trick. Not many times Tivoli can come to the complex and score 3 or more goals. Yeah, so that's a big result. But Tivoli Garden is one of the best team on the road. Yeah, I think Tivoli Garden is unbeaten right now in 5, but the player Dunn is not scoring, and that's a problem. He's taking shots, sometimes looking frustrated, making rational challenge, running back, making mistakes. But Tivoli, that player Morgan scored a brace in their last game against I think it was Veer, scored a brace. So looking to see, Tivoli going to make this game a not a comfortable ride for the Junglers, yeah? This game is not going to be a comfortable ride for the Junglers. Arnett Garden want to win this game, yeah? It's a bragging right. Don't want to go, a clean sweep in the league against Tivoli Garden. But let's see where things go from here. Let's see where things go from here. I'm not going to predict any little thing or dive into any details, as these two teams, whenever they played, farm, tactics, everything go through the roof or go through the door. Yeah. I remember watching these two teams playing probably around 15 years ago. With Steve Green, with Christopher Jackson, with Kasai Hines. With Ezra Robbie Scott. Tivoli used to have loads of players. I remember even when Irving English was actually playing for Tivoli at one time. But people, this is where I come at the end of the show. I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to go into too much statistics, too much details on how the teams are playing, as this is Arnett Garden versus Tivoli. These two teams, nothing, all the stats, everything start, preview. These things don't really count in this game, yeah? It's what happened on the pitch. You don't know. It's also one time this game used to be a politics game. The orange versus the green, and these games used to play at Soldier at South Camp Road, yeah, at the Soldier them field over there in the Soldier Camp. This is how this game used to be at one time. But this is where it stopped. This is Nicardo Media House, man. Salute Arnett Garden to the world. One Junglist, red and black.